Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Rama. Good morning. Boy, what a class that was, man. Who's that Gaur Haridas? I think I want to meet him. He sounds like an interesting person. Wow. Yeah. What time? What time's he on? I don't think anybody has any chance to convince the world like you do. It's all that ecstatic worship, man. It's the only way to get this, this stuff out, man. You can't have these realizations. It shows you can't realize how God and where He's working unless you have a lot of ecstatic worship, man. People don't know. Vaishnavas don't understand. So see, you're understanding from this. You're showing this is how you get it, man. You got to listen to, to find the real path. You have to meet those who are on it. They're actually, see, there's no way to teach. This is from Chaitanya Charitamrita. You cannot teach what Lord Chaitanya came to share and to teach into the world except by practicing it like that, like he did. There's no way you can get the understanding. This trumps everything. It trumps these greatest scholars. People think, oh, so no way. That's why I challenge you. It's like, unless you worship like this. That's why only a person who worships like it's being done here with this kind of ecstatic love can equal, if anything, this kind of, because this is where the Lord really works. It's like that's Radharani, man. Only she knows Krishna, and that means she knows real Krishna conscious philosophy, the essence, and she shares it with those who are in tune with her girlfriends, and that's proof. People who and everything else is under that. It's under that understanding, standing under Radha, and that ecstatic communion. Nobody else knows. So it's so nice to have somebody else here, getting Radha and Krishna. Thank you for that, man. That's great. This could save millions. Let's see what happens. It's exciting adventure, isn't it? Yeah, this is the greatest show on earth. It really is, and it's just beginning. Yeah. When Lord Chaitanya started to express the kind of ecstasy you see here, Shiva says, all glories, now our Vaishnava family will increase, because people are looking for this. They just don't understand it. That's all. It just takes a little while. Could you imagine if these Vaishnavas, a lot of serious Vaishnavas, really serious, they really want Krishna, but they just don't know this. They don't know who they're worshiping. So part of our task is to be convincing. In many colorful ways. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. I want to try and be a little careful not to play any copyrighted music, because then Tom can't download these videos. So I might just kind of play a little, because if it gets a copyright, I always get copyright and you can't download the video. Yeah. Okay, so we'll do this here, some music. Where's it? This one here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, yeah, oh my Lord, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, oh my Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Oh my Lord! Wow. Hare Krishna. Oh yeah. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Oh my Lord Shri Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hari. Oh my Lord Shri Krishna. Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama, my Lord. Krishna. Oh yeah. Oh my God. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, oh my lordships, oh my Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Oh my Lord, oh my Lord. Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Oh my Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna. There she is. Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Bluetooth connected.
Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 10th Canto, 26th Chapter. Wonderful Krishna. Text 1 again. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Shukadeva Goswami said, the cowherd men were astonished when they heard Krishna's activities. Shut this off here.
Thanks for using.
Okay. Shukadeva Goswami said, the cowherd men were astonished when they saw Krishna's activities, such as lifting Govardhan Hill, unable to understand his transcendental potency. Yeah. They approached Nanda Maharaj and spoke as follows. The cowherd men said, since this boy performs extraordinary activities, how could he warrant a birth among worldly men like us? A birth that for him would seem contemptible. Yeah. Yeah, the God is so fantastic. He's so great. He's beyond our comprehension. And all he's thinking, it's like, if they will just accept me, I will come into their lives. What do you think it is when Jesus says, behold, I stand at the door and knock? What do you think that means? This is simple. The Lord is knocking pretty loudly now. He's showing himself. For a long time, Krishna was thinking, for a long time, I have not shown myself to the world. 4,320,000,000 years. I've not shown who I really am to the furthest extent of my revelation, what I really like, who I like, what I like, what is the real path to the highest place. It's simply acceptance. It's a gift. You know, didn't the Lord come and say it? It's a gift. Why? You know, everybody's just trying to do it this way and that way instead of just accepting the gift. The Lord is here. He really is. Not just one Lord. No, the most important one who knows him. You know, Radha knows him, this devotion. Without this, we cannot understand these things. We can't understand the Lord's gift. You know, you can't understand the glory of what's happening here. See, it's this bhakti. You know, you can see like Lalita's class and anybody with ecstasy here. You know, they're just become great classes, fantastic classes because real knowledge is distributed. Because it's what? Real Vedanta. Why? Because of bhakti. Real bhakti, real Vedanta. No real bhakti, no real Vedanta. It's always speculation, you know. This is the whole problem. This is what Jesus saw. This is what Lord Chaitanya saw. Prabhupada saw it. I see it. Why? Because there's real bhakti here. Yeah. Gone are those days of people trying to cover it up. They can't cover it up now. I know too much, man. I've been through too much. I've seen who tried to cover it up. I've seen, you know, in the places where, you know, those who are trying to cover it up are. You know, and that's why all the devotees are still covered up because they're, you know, they still believe in those who cover up this bhakti. See, we're uncovering it. We're proving it. We're going to prove to the world, those who prove to those who are covering it up and prove to those who accepted the cover up. You know, it's like in the world, you know, what is going on? It's all an information war in a sense. The war is information. Look at people wearing masks. Why? Because they listen to mainstream media who are hiding the truth, right? They're hiding more of the truth and they're giving you a television. I'm going to tell you a vision. Put your mask on every day and be safe. Stay in your house. You know, what is the difference in religion? It's the same thing. It's a cover up. See, covering up what? Just what you're seeing here, covering up what you're hearing here, isn't it? It's a gift. That's why you see I have weapons now. They're all been activated. The weapon is the Bhagavatam. Prabhupada tricked everybody in the Krishna conscious movement to read those books 2 hours a day. Okay? So therefore, I just pull from the book, man, and just say, hey, man, here it is. Don't you see? This bhakti is a gift. It's being given now. Do you see Lalita? She's got it. You see these other devotees? They're getting it. They also got it. See? You see, it says that in the book, bhakti is a gift. The Lord came to give the gift of bhakti, give the gift of bhakti, give the gift of bhakti. Where is this wrong teaching coming from? That you got to attain it by your 1 lakh or something like that. Lalita didn't do no 1 lakh. She chants better than the biggest gurus in Gaudiya Samiti. There ain't no guru that chants like her. And they're chanting 1 lakh sometimes too. Nobody's got this because that's not the right way and this is the right way. Hey, man, it works. This works, right? So therefore, it's the right way. Whatever works is the right way. Okay? It's, you know, it's not by study of the Vedas. It's not by sadhana. It's not by pious deeds that you attain Krishna Vrindavan or the solid truth of real religious principles. See, this is a verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita, a little paraphrased, but the heart is the same. Okay? Yeah, the real solid truth of real religious principles is hidden in the heart of an unadulterated self-realized soul. One should follow the progressive path that they teach. Because nobody else knows it. It's hidden in the heart. So usually the acharyas, they keep it hidden in their hearts, you notice, and give you a bunch of rules like Moses, like Prabhupada, like Bhaktisiddhanta, for those who couldn't receive the gift. But obviously it's a time when people can, because, hey, man, if the Lord can get 5 people to accept the gift, that's pretty good. That's better than nobody. Already we're getting like more than that now. You notice? Yeah. And the more, I mean, the unlimited, the whole universe can accept the gift. The demigods came when this kind of bhakti was in force, like it wasn't 500 years, 550 years ago. The demigods came and said, can you give us the gift of this prema? Okay. See, that's when you know where God is, when you become really clear how to attain, what is the real path. Everything we teach here is all you need to know to transcend the cycle of birth and death forever. Even here, people will see that. You don't have to wait for the bullshit lie that the pearly gates of Vrindavan are going to open because you chant 16 rounds from Prabhupada, but yet you don't like God when he's showing up here. You don't like Radha and Krishna. You don't like this devotion. This is Radha, man. You don't think this is, I'm sitting here chanting and she's showing me all these things. Why I understand what I understand and why nobody else doesn't unless they chant like Lalita or Johan or somebody or anybody. You get realization. Even River, see, she's getting realizations now, she knows things. Why? Because of this bhakti. Otherwise you wouldn't know anything. That's why, this is, everything is topsy-turvy. People need this information. This information is complete. This information is all powerful because this information is Krishna and it's only mined by Radha. She's the miner, man. Yeah. Are you in with her? Do you welcome her? Hey, she's the miner, man. She makes us mine. She teaches us how to worship Krishna. She gives us the ability to worship Krishna. So I don't know. No paper can give me the ability to worship Krishna. No, I can crumple that up and throw it in a wastebasket. No, this bhakti, you can't crumple this. This is indestructible. There's no kryptonite here. She's got no weakness except this devotion. Well, actually, it makes Krishna weak, weakens him, subdues him, makes him cry and laugh. Can feel more happiness than he's ever experienced. That's why he loves Vrindavan. He doesn't ever want to leave Vrindavan. People don't know this. See, so we're here to give information. Whoever accepts this information will easily transcend the cycle of birth and death, will easily attain Vrindavan without a lot of troubles, will easily make spiritual progress just by accepting this association. That's what Jesus taught. That's what Lord Chaitanya taught. Lord Chaitanya said, unless people accept me, they will be destroyed. Yeah? What does that mean? And everybody here now is, I accept Lord Chaitanya. I accept Lord Chaitanya. But do you? If he was really here, would you really? Oh, yeah, of course. Well, then he comes through his real devotees. He expresses that same kind of bhakti. And then those people say, oh, yeah. Oh, no. You notice? So there's the hypocrisy. They're no real acceptance because they think he's gonna be something like my speculations. And that's what they teach in Vaishnavism. They're speculations. That's why they can't win now. I have the real Bhagavatam in my hands, man. I have Thor's hammer. That's Thor's hammer. It smashes everything. There's nothing more powerful than the Bhagavatam in the hands of somebody that ecstatically worships the Lord. There's no way no one can. That's why I invite them. Come on. Bring me your conception of Krishna consciousness. If you're not worshiping in ecstatic devotion, like even my disciples, they will know more than you. I will just send them. I don't need it. I'll just send them to you. You can go and talk with them. And they'll defeat everything. That's what that's what happened when Nartam was here and Sri Shamananda, when they were preaching, their disciples defeated all the biggest Brahmins. And the Brahmins said, oh my God, they've only been disciples a short time and they're defeating us. How much greater must be the master, their master. Okay? And that's how it is here now. Yeah. So the whole point of these talks is to convince people where the pot of gold is, where the treasure is. Because if they become convinced, they become delivered, because then they'll accept the gift, because they'll get the real information here. If you get real information, you get the full information, and you really listen, you're going to think, wow, man, I've been waiting for this. I've been getting all this falsified information from speculators, and now I'm getting the full information and understanding that I needed. I didn't know only the Father knows the Son, and the Son knows the Father, and the Son can reveal. See, the Son, the real conclusive truth, that Son, that personified Son, can reveal the true nature of the Father, or our friend in Vrindavan, our intimate beloved, to whom he chooses, to whom the Lord in your heart chooses to come here and accept the gift. Otherwise, they don't get it. I haven't seen anybody who could give it. They all say, oh, yeah, of course, you come here to me, but they don't give the gift because they can't. They don't have it. Or it's like with Prabhupada, it's just, there's no room for it inside anybody yet. Look, there's room for, I got three people sitting before me. There's room for this gift. The Lord's very happy to give it to you. Yeah. Man, I was listening to my own class. I felt so much inspiration. I wanted to go out and Sankirtan just from my own class. Can you believe? Because it's not my own. It's proof. I go and listen to my class, and my God, now I know what you guys are talking about. I thought I knew when I'm giving the class, but then I'm listening again, and I thought, the energy, the life is there. And then I listen to these other bullshitters on Facebook talking about something else, but real bhakti, and I go, no energy. Boy, I go, I listen to my class, say, my God's coming through, giving me life, man. That's how it is. The speaker is uplifted and the hearers are uplifted. Win-win, man. And then you win again. See, I have no claim over what's coming through other than I just get the privilege to share these things, to share my feelings and my understanding that comes from this practice, this kind of practice, which is not like a practice. This is a lifestyle. This is like breathing. This is like true happiness. This is God's happiness, God's wealth. People say gold and silver is God's money. They don't really. They that's better. That's mode of goodness, because earth, resources. Not paper, paper, this thing is not God's money. God's money has got some substance. So in the mode of goodness, it's gold and silver like that. That's why they've used it for so long. But God's real currency, his real current is himself, man. Everything, all that stuff comes from him. His subtle truth. See? This is God's money, God's wealth, God's treasure. Is to give himself to others. See, give and it shall be given unto you. What do you think, Jesus? You think he was talking about money? That's okay. That's good. Give here. That's wonderful. Hey, but look at the gift you get here. Whether you give money or not, you get this inspiration. And then from your heart, you do things. You give money, or you go on Sankirtan and give, see, because of this. See, you increase your wealth in sadhu sangha. That's why Krishna says, there's no greater way to attain me other than sadhu sangha. Being around talks about the absolute truth, the full information about who I am, what is the real path to find me quickly. What is the greatest happiness? How to attain that easily. I need some AC. It's heating up in here. Be right there. Don't go away. Isn't is fun. I love this, man. This is so great, man. Chanting, talking about Krishna. This is Vrindavan, man. This is so amazing. Okay. The cowherd man said, since this boy performs such extraordinary activities, how could he warrant a birth among worldly men like us? A birth that for him would seem contemptible. Yeah. Yeah. It's all because they accept him, right? They love him. They accept him as he is. In Vrindavan, he acts weird. He does things. He does whatever he wants. He breaks rules, all that, and they still accept him. See, they have a natural love for Krishna. See, that's why it's very unnatural for people when they're contaminated to love this Krishna. Because he's Vrindavan, he's breaking all these rules. He doesn't like to follow rules. And yet he teaches to follow rules. Isn't that amazing? This is what Maharaj Parikshit said. What is this Krishna? He goes and he teaches religious principles, all these rules and regulations and everything in Mathura, and that he very religiously follows householder life like this and all this. And then he goes to Vrindavan and breaks everything. He goes, has these wild affairs and everything. See? So Shukadev Goswami said, well, he didn't reveal it as much as I'm going to reveal it now. Because that's how bhakti works. You peck at it, you become a parrot, man. You peck at it, becomes more and more deep, more and more interesting, more and more fascinating, more and more truthful, more and more revealed. Hey, yeah. So he said, he just put it like this. Well, he's the supreme controller. He can do what he wants. That's proof that he's controller because he's not taken down by that. Just like me, if you're really under the shelter of that Krishna Vrindavan, you can be in places like this and still give classes all day long and still talk enthusiastic. Do you see me? Hey, man, if I was contaminated here, you think I would give enthusiastic classes like that? You think I would be chanting like this? It's only because of the shelter of Lord Krishna and Radha. Because of their shelter, I can be in a place like this. But I'll tell you, bring a little neophyte down there, you see, they'll give up chanting, they'll give up everything. They can't hold this here. You wouldn't believe the beauty. Yeah, so you saw that dance. You see that lady dancing yesterday? And the Sankar, that's what I see all day long. The most beautiful women and men come to this place, Playa del Carmen. The most, anything, people come down, you want weed, man, you want this, you want heroin, you want, all these things are offered here, everything. Get anything, girls, beautiful. And this is how I know. Yeah, man, look at this. You must be protecting me, Lord, because I ain't anything special. This guy with the t-shirt, man. But I just somehow or other, why, Lord? I say the same thing as the cowherd boys, man. Why do you associate with a guy like me? It would seem contemptible to be in my association. I ain't anything special. I'm not like Radhanath or Jaipataka. Why aren't you with them? And why are you with me? Why do you show me all these things? Why do you show me what is really qualified and what isn't? Look at them. Radhanath lived in a cave. He's so humble. Gohar, you could see he's not humble at all. But why aren't you giving Radhanath symptoms like this? Why don't you give this to his disciples? Like I'm thinking like the cowherd boys. Same thing. I don't know why. Who knows? But why question? I ain't gonna question this. I love this. I can't help it. I just love this Krishna. I love speaking about this personality and this potency and this amazing grace. I think it's fabulous. I think it's fascinating. I think it's the most wonderful thing I've ever seen. Yeah, I think it's wonderful. People are becoming attracted to it even here themselves. I'm thinking they're getting the shelter too. People say, hey man, what do you know? I'd like to know. Spontaneously coming up and say, wow, this is really amazing. Boy, what do you know that we don't know? Wow, I'm glad you asked. See, this is Vrindavan. Can you see? This is the new Vrindavan. It actually, thy will be done on earth as it is in Vrindavan. That's the real complete prayer. See, even Jesus is just hinting. See, it's all hints. And we just, Frank talks now. Yeah. Thy will be done on earth, not just in heaven. Heaven is still in the material world. Heaven and earth will pass away. You see how more conclusive we are than what people are preaching now? Jesus wasn't meaning heaven. I mean, he was in that statement. But thy will be done in heaven. No, not in heaven. In heaven, there's still people in there. They're taking the worship, just like these gurus take the worship, and they don't know who they're worshiping and how to present who they're worshiping. Not in heaven, no, in Vrindavan, this Vrindavan style. You notice this is the style of Vrindavan as it is, yes or no? Are we not presenting Vrindavan, the living Vrindavan? Now, when you read these stories, you'll understand, my God, now I understand something. Now I see I've gotten the gift of Vrindavan. Now I'm like, Jesus and those little disciples. Can you imagine? What is the difference between what's happening here and Jesus and his 11? And the whole masses didn't understand anything that they were doing. What is the difference? None. What is the difference of Lord Chaitanya when he started? He had like 11, just a few family members who understood. Nothing, because the spiritual potency is like that. And then gradually, depending on the Lord's will, and the will of the Lord is strong. The will of the Lord is he wants to liberate millions. The golden age, what do you think? It's just a bunch of blah, blah, blah? How is it going to be? It's going to be like this. It's going to be like he did 500 years ago. And maybe a little, modifications because of time, place, and circumstance. He wore a dhoti, we wear a t-shirt. What's the difference? Little modifications. Yeah. In different scenes, they have the different clothing, Yeah. As a mere infant who had hardly opened his eyes, he drank the breast milk of the powerful demoness, Putana, and then sucked out her very life as well, just as the force of time sucks out the youth of one's body. And he does that here. You notice you getting that old life sucked out of you. You notice that? It gets kind of like a suction cup. Just suck it out, man. Get it out of you, and then filled up with bhakti. I always told River that. Don't worry, all this stuff you get your old life is being sucked out of. Thank God there's some sucking process going on here. See, Krishna's sucking that old life out, and then he's going to blow the breath of bhakti in you. See, bhakti breath. See, sucking shit, bhakti breath. Sucking the shit out and blowing the bhakti in. Once only 3 months old, Lord Krishna was crying and kicking up his feet as he lay beneath a huge cart. Then the cart fell and turned upside down, simply because it was struck by the tip of his toe. At the age of 1, while sitting peacefully, he was taken up into the sky by the demon Trinavarta. But baby Krishna grabbed the demon's neck, causing him great pain, and thus killed him. Okay. I'm going to try something a little different here. It's nice you can move between books really easily here. The gopis meet Krishna for the Vasa dance. Sri Bhadrani said, This is chapter 10, text 20, 10th canto, 29th chapter. Sri Bhadrani said, Sri Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, full in all opulences. Yet upon seeing those autumn nights scented with blossoming jasmine flowers, he turned his mind towards loving affairs. To fulfill his purposes, he employed his internal potency. See? You cannot have these loving affairs without being blessed with the internal potency. See? Therefore, you got to be favorable to her. You got to be favorable to devotees who will possess their only real possession that they consider possession of worth is the transcendental potency. The spiritual potency, man. This is what people don't have in the world. They don't have this. They have the modes of nature. See, come over here. We'll suck out those modes, man. Suck out all that shit, man, and blow in the bhakti, man. Get the bhakti breath, man. Yeah, otherwise we cannot turn our attention towards the loving affairs. That's why Raganuga Bhakti is you got to be first attracted to those devotees who worship the Lord like this, that have the transcendental potency, engage in the loving affairs. Like you could look at Lalita's chanting. That's what's so beautiful. Like Shamagori says, like poetry. It is poetry, man. So poetic, so beautiful, man. Totally attracted, man. My Miss Universe, man. This is Miss Universe, man. There's nobody more beautiful than her. See? She's got the real mercy of Radha and Krishna. And I ain't ashamed to say it. Johann also. Anybody who chants in such ecstasies like this and dedication, like and Govinda and anybody, Janaki, all of you guys, River, so you could see sincerity. Look at Shamagori really getting this also. Understanding how it's done, man, and getting experiences that you never had before. How can you have these things? This is all new, man. This is your witness program. You come and you say, I've got something that I've never gotten before, that nobody's ever gotten unless you were with Jesus or Lord Chaitanya or Shamananda. See, they're real devotees. Or with Prabhupada to an extent. Because if you got the full extent, you would love this here. I guarantee you, if Jayananda was here and Vishnu Jan, they would love this. That's why even this is one of his servants is coming and understands a little of what we're doing. Okay? Why? Because the transcendental potency is here. They recognize Prabhupada from their hearts, and therefore they will recognize, just like Jesus says, always like this. But there's always fewer that understand this. Jesus said, if they listen to me, they'll listen to you. If they heard from me, they will hear from you. They will hear from you. If they spit on me, actually, they'll spit on you. See? And a lot of those disciples were spitting on Prabhupada that became gurus. They did, by the results. See? They were there. They're looking at, don't you see people that have come here? They do the same thing with Prabhupada. He tolerated it. Here, Krishna doesn't tolerate. He kicks them out. You come here and look at the pockets of the guru and you want mundane things. The Lord says, okay, go out there. Here you go. Go out there, be a big teacher. Yeah, lose this wonderful association, you fool. Doesn't he? Yeah. Oh, you want to instruct your guru? This is Ramachandra Pur. I just say this just to instruction, understand, how it goes. Ramachandra Puri looked at his guru and said, I want to instruct you. Why are you crying? This is wrong. And Ishwara Puri said, my God, look, Madhavendra Puri said, my God, look at this guy. What kind of disciple is he? Well, Prabhupada had a lot of those, and they became your gurus. You want to instruct Prabhupada? How do you know that he changes books, right? And it's authorized. See, they do the same thing like in the world, the same thing. They go and do weird things, and they get the followers to believe it. That's why you followers are going to be destroyed by your gurus. They're already injecting. They want to inject you with poison, man. Anybody wants to be saved, you better come here and listen. Otherwise, you're gone. You're off the planet. Krishna's not protecting you. You're listening to people who have material motives, who are not really clear, who are claiming to bring you to Vrindavan. They're hypocrites like the Pharisees. No different, man. They're idols. You're idling your time. They're idling their time. And the he's fed up now. Today, it's now tribulation. This is the real truth being preached on this planet, man. You don't accept it, you're gone, man. Your gurus will go in and have you injected. They'll put a mask on you so you can't breathe. That's the truth, man. Here's your opportunity. You prove that you're really looking for Krishna. Because if you really are, you'll see what we're doing. This is the real deal, and that ain't. That's not. That's all part of the world now. It's being taken down. You notice? Taking down. Downwards. This is going upwards, isn't it? That's going down. Why? Because we're only the people that have the real spirit of bhakti, whether you're a Christian, Muslim, or Vaishnava. If you have real devotion, you'll be saved. I mean, of course, nuclear bombs or all this bullshit that may go on. Who knows? The body may be gone, but your spirit will be saved. You'll feel that spirit now. You don't have to wait for this to happen, when you die. You will feel God. You will feel God's presence, just like as many of us are doing here. You will feel the Lord in force in your life, in force. You will think, yeah, I think I'm going to turn my mind towards loving affairs, and I need the transcendental potency to do it. Hare Krishna, boom, there it is, man. Loving affairs. You notice? Isn't that heaven? Do you ever see Lalita chanting? She turns her mind a lot towards loving affairs, opens her mouth, chants Hare Krishna, and boom, transcendental potency's there. You got to give me some of that, Lalita. Make sure I never without food. Johan also, my God, that guy is such ecstasy, so fantastic. I mean, I can glorify all you guys. I just pick a couple, where you see they're really blooming, like bright, fructification, really doing nice, dreams and all that stuff. Govinda, where is that Govinda? I haven't seen him in a long time. Is he around? Is he okay? Yeah, it's good. Okay.
He has difficult internet. It's difficult for him.
Oh.
Where he is.
Where is he?
He's with friends. He's staying.
Oh, okay. Well, he's got some friends. Good.
Yeah.
That's good.
But it's difficult to go online. But sometimes he's in class.
Oh, okay. Good. Okay.
He's in London. He's in London.
Okay. All right, good.
Somewhere
That's
around
good. That's good. Thank you. Then the moon rose, anointing the face of the eastern rising with reddish hue of his comforting rays, and thus dispelling the pain of all who watched him rise. The moon was like a beloved husband who returns after a long absence and adorns the face of his beloved wife with kumkum. So the moon then rose, anointing the face of the eastern horizon with reddish hue of his comforting rays. Anyway, that's deep. Lord Krishna saw the unbroken disk of the full moon glowing with the effulgence of newly applied vermilion, as if it were the face of the goddess of fortune. He also saw the Kamuda lotuses opening in response to the moon's presence, and the forest gently illumined by the rays. See, he's looking at his devotee. This is what he's seeing. He's amazed by this. This is like the devotee. The devotee's kind of looking in the mirror of the mirror. It's like Krishna's looking at his devotees. Like this is the verse describing Krishna looking at his devotees. And he's amazed. Oh, beautiful. This is so fantastic. And a devotee chanting a holy name is looking at that devotion, the personification of devotion, which is the devotee, which is Radharani, actually. And is like Krishna. He's fascinating and enjoying. See, we're like little Krishnas in that way. Also seeking the power, right? See, people are seeking the power in the wrong way. Bill Gates, if you only knew where the real power was. And all of you like that. See, that's why the world is being destroyed by those seeking power like that. Control. They want God. They want to imitate God. But if you really want to imitate God, this is the way. He's seeking the power. We're showing how to seek the power. That power is Radha. It has power over him to subdue God. So chase this bhakti. Try to grab that. Like Ravana wanted to grab that bhakti. But he wouldn't go the right way. So he just wanted to grab it. See, it's the same thing. People come here and they think, oh, I want to grab this. Look at Gohar. He's definitely empowered, man. He's got, I want that. I want to be a big satsang leader. They try to grab the power. They won't come in and be a disciple or a well-wisher, sincere from their heart, and just marvel here and just be here and make friends here and be part of the group. They want to go out by themselves, be alone. You see how that is just not it, man. That's being blinded by material desire, subtle, to be something big, to be like God. See, everybody is doing it not quite the right way. They need this information. I tell you, if Bill Gates knew this, he could turn that chasing power to be empowered of everybody, use everybody like batteries, like resources, to put them in his treasury. That's what he wants to do. They all want to do, like the elites want to do that. They want to put everybody in their treasury. See, so that they can become wealthy with the resource. We're just a resource to the demoniac elites. They're asuras, man. The world worships them. People, human beings, it says, the Bhagavatam says, human beings worship the demons. The masses. And some worship the demigods, fewer. And then fewer worship real devotees because they don't know who they are. They're the big mystery, you know. What we teach here is the big mystery. See, that's why I say, whoever turns their attention here will get the transcendental potency. And that's the best prize of all for all beings. Yeah, the ability to have what God has. To act like God acts. He's chasing after the power, Radha. She's the power, man. You know, you start chasing after her too, because she's that fantastic, man. She's that beautiful. There's nothing. That's why, you know, people who have this bhakti are the most gorgeous people in the world. If you don't have it, you're just a frog. Doesn't matter how beautiful you are and all that. It's all illusion. It's all just bodies made. I mean, that's fantastic in itself. How the Lord can make a beautiful man or body, you know, form this earth, which is just earth and dirt, you know, and make it so attractive. That's a miracle, isn't it? It's unbelievable how the Lord can do this, to make something so false look so real. But that's the power of the Lord. That's the power of Radharani in this level here, in the Maya, in the shadow. If she's that powerful here, can you imagine how she is in the light? This is why we're just getting attracted out of here. That's all. She's just more attracted than her form in the Maya. Isn't it so? She's just so much more beautiful, much more attractive, much more fulfilling, much more interesting, much more fascinating. That's why you need the help. You need to be delivered out of this illusion. That people are just too bound up in it. You need to find people that they have deep attraction for Radha and Krishna. And just by their association, you're lifted out of this quicksand. It's like people in quicksand. The world is in quicksand. They're going down. They can't, you ever see people in quicksand? They can't get out. Somebody has to throw them a rope. That's the devotees worshiping Radha and Krishna with the transcendental potency. They throw you the rope. That's the real guru. They're really, really in the transcendental potency. They throw you the rope. You just grab on. If you don't grab on, you just keep going down. That's what I'm throwing the rope to you, ISKCON, you Gaudius me, Gaudium ma. You're being taken down. Or you're not making much progress. You're just kind of spinning your wheels. Yeah. If you're happy with that, fine. Just stay where you are, or just inch along, or go down, because there's all that going on. But anybody with greed, you want to really go, you want to grab this rope, will pull you right into Vrindavan very fast. But you don't grab on, well, then you do what you do. Either some people are miserable in Krishna consciousness. You ever seen them? They're miserable. Some people are okay, somewhat happy. Yeah, but nobody's like this. Nobody's in the transcendental potency that I've seen, really. Not even the gurus. If you have dry eyes, man, I'm sorry, man. You don't know what real happiness is yet. If you're not laughing like some of these devotees here, like anybody with the transcendental potency, you start laughing like madmen about this. So it's just so jovial. It's so wonderful, extraordinary. Where do you see people laughing and crying in this world? That's the Lord's transcendental potency in its full revelation. That wasn't that Lord Chaitanya. He was laughing and crying, choking up, calling out to the Lord, chanting the mantra, awakening stirring deep feelings that nobody could understand. Do you see some of that here? Well, that's what's going on. Okay. Some of the gopis were milking cows when they heard Krishna's flute. They stopped milking and went off to meet him. Some left milk curdling on the stove, and others left cakes burning in the oven. Hare Krishna. You can take your microphones off and we can chant a little bit here. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Let's bake a cake. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Rama
Rama.
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare
Rama, Rama,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Krishna, Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama.
Krishna, Krishna.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama, Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama.
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Krishna,
Rama, Rama, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare, Hare
Krishna.
Rama, Hare Rama.
Krishna, Krishna, Hare
Rama
Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama.
Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna,
Rama, Rama, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Krishna.
Rama, Hare Rama.
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna,
Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna.
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama
Krishna Krishna Hare
Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Rama
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna
Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna
Rama Rama,
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Rama, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Hare Hare
Rama
Krishna
Rama, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Rama Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna
Rama Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna Krishna
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Rama, Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Rama Rama Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare Rama
Rama Rama,
Rama
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Rama, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Rama
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Rama
Hare Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Hare
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 Rama,
Rama
Rama Rama,
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Rama Hare Hare
Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare Rama
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Rama
Hare
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 Hare,
Rama
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Rama Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Krishna.
Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari
Jai
Rama
Shrimati Radharani.
Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare
Jai
Krishna
Haridas Thakur.
Krishna
Jai
Krishna
Haridas
Hari Hari
Thakur.
Hari Rama
Jai
Hari Rama
Haridas Thakur.
Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Jai
Krishna
Nimai,
Krishna
Nimai,
Hari
Nimai,
Hari Hari
Nimai,
Rama Hari
Nimai,
Rama
Nitai,
Rama
Nitai,
Rama
Nitai.
Hari Krishna Hare Krishna
Nimai, Nimai,
Krishna
Nimai,
Krishna
Nimai.
Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama
Nimai,
Rama
Nimai,
Rama
Nimai.
Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari
Hare
Hari
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hari
Hare
Hari
Rama,
Hari
Hare
Rama Hari
Rama,
Rama
Rama Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama Hari 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hari
Hare
Hari Hari
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Hari
Rama,
Rama
Rama Rama, Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama Hari
Hare
Hari Hari
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hari Hari
Rama,
Hari
Hare
Rama Hari
Rama,
Rama
Rama Rama, Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama Hari
Hare
Hari Hari
Krishna, Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare
Rama Rama Hari
Hare
Hari
Krishna,
Hari
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama, Hare
Hari Hari
Rama,
Hari
Rama
Rama Hari
Rama, Hare
Rama
Hare Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Hari
Krishna,
Hari Hari
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Rama, Hare
Krishna
Rama, Rama Rama,
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hari Rama
Hare Krishna, Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama Hari
Krishna
Hari Hari
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama
Hare
Hari
Rama,
Rama
Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare
Hari Hari Hari
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Rama, Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Hari 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 Rama
Rama
Hari
Rama,
Rama
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Hari Hari Hari
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna.
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama Rama
Rama
Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama
Sri
Hari
Krishna
Rama
Chaitanya Prabhu
Rama Rama
Nityananda,
Hari
Sri
Hari
Sri Krishna Chaitanya
Hey
Prabhu
Lolita, will you
Nityananda,
read something?
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
You want me to continue?
Yeah, no, read on chapter 1 on Adi Lila. Start with verse number
Chapter 1.
chapter 1 Adi Lila,
One.
verse number 26. Start there.
26.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama.
You said verse 26, huh?
Yeah.
Adilila? Through one.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Guru Maharaj, for giving me this service. Oh, glories to you. For giving me the best time in my life. A transcendental time living in the abode of the Lord. Having a spirit of a life. Unexpected. Glories to your mercy. Oh, glories to your bhakti. Oh, glories to your Vedanta. Bhakti Vedanta Paramahamsa. Srila Haridas. The world has no idea about the power of this mission. The importance of this mission.
We're just here to make satisfied customers. That's all we're here. We want satisfied customers and testimonies of satisfied customers so that our product can sell and sell abundantly. We want to take over. We want to be the elites in this product, selling this product here in this world. Krishna and Radha is a fantastic product.
It's fantastic. It's mad making because we can't bear it. We just can't bear it. The beauty is too big. The feelings are too strong. We can't bear our happiness. We can't bear this beauty because we don't know this. It's an unexpected present. And oh my God, it's not from this world. It was a little amount we tasted and we want more and more and more and more. It's all happening in your name, Guru Maharaj. It's unbelievable. The world needs to know this.
It's maddening, isn't it?
I don't recognize myself anymore. Oh, thank you. I see so many beautiful qualities of the Lord inside of you. It's so strong and so powerful. I feel so safe. There is so much trust, and that's only because of the ecstasy that's emanating from you.
See, it's the same thing. It's like when Radha and Krishna were here. See, she's discerning the qualities in Krishna because of her bhakti. So the Lord's kind of doing a similar kind of thing, which is kind of interesting, isn't it? It's amazing. Because of your bhakti, you're ascertaining things inside of this guy here, which is actually inside, because we're all inside Krishna, and Krishna's inside us. So he's giving you the power to appreciate these amazing things. I'm even like, wow, what's she enjoying? What's she relishing? Just like Krishna was. He was thinking, God, look at her bhakti and look at what she's understanding about what's inside me. I don't even understand it. That's how it is. It's so funny how that works like this, It's almost like a repeat.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely.
Yeah. It has to be embodied. You see, otherwise people don't understand it. They have to see it living out in this world.
That's worth
just
for
like
the
that.
Lord to embody it over and over again.
Yeah. Got to see the bhakti. You got to see the conclusiveness. Yeah.
Oh yeah, all those acharyas and all those avatars, all with their specific mission. And this one is so special. I can't believe I'm part of it. Why me? Why this soul? I don't know.
Don't ask any questions. You might lose it. No, you won't. I'm the same way. I just don't question. Okay, it is what it is. We'll just roll with it.
It's so extreme.
Yeah, it's an extremist movement here. Yeah.
Oh, glory to you, Srila Prabhupada. Oh, glories to Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. Jagannath Babaji. Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Lord Nityananda. Lord Chaitanya. Oh, glories to Srimati Radharani. And oh, glories, oh, glories to Krishna. Cause of all causes. Cause of everything that's happening here. Supreme controller. Thank you for letting me read, Guru Maharaj. In that verse, I have also explained the external reason for Lord Chaitanya's incarnation. But in the 5th and 6th verse, I have explained the prime reason for his advent. In these 6 verses, I have described the truth about Lord Chaitanya. Whereas in the next 5, I have described the glory of Lord Nityananda. And the next 2 verses, they describe the truth of Advaita Acharya. And the following verse describes the Panchatattva, the Lord, his plenary portion, his incarnation, his energies, and his devotees. These 14 verses, therefore, offer auspicious evocation and describe supreme truth. I offer my obeisances unto all the Vaishnavas, to all the Vaishnava readers, as I begin to explain the intricacies of all these verses. I request all my Vaishnava readers to read and hear with rapt attention this narration of Sri Krishna Chaitanya as inculcated in the revealed scriptures.
Yeah, and so if you look in the word for word, you'll see that it doesn't say read. But read is in there, which is very good because Prabhupada got people to read these books. Now all you have to do is really hear them. That's what you need to do. When you hear this, then you'll understand. Otherwise, see, they're reading, but they don't understand. Therefore, they act differently. They need to hear this from the devotee, the realized devotee. Then they'll understand, and then they'll act like real gurus. They'll realize, oh, I'm not of this standard. Let me go the right way. Let me go where the gift is. Let me accept the gift. All these things are in Chaitanya Charitamrita of how to get this gift. This is why the idea of the spiritual master is the process of really receiving this gift. Because you need that. You notice you need the spiritual man. Could you imagine trying to get where you are now on your own? You see personally that you've needed this. It was important.
Yeah.
And so otherwise, like I would like, it would be nice if you could just navigate on your own, but that's why the Lord has the process. He knows it already. If you want Vrindavan, you have to have the bona fide spiritual master to help you, to encourage you, to get you through these tough spots, man, to get you through madness, of making a transition. there's a layer of insanity you have to get through, because it's like you're losing identification with the material modes of nature, which you thought was you, but is not really you. It's who you are is different than that. It's so anyway, that's why this chapter, the beginning of this process, if you really want Vrindavan, you'll get in some lifetime a real spiritual master and learn these kinds of things. Otherwise you can't know. Yeah, go ahead, read. I'm listening. I gotta shut the door.
Lord Krishna. I love this. He enjoys
Yeah.
by manifesting himself as the spirit of our masters.
Don't you notice I enjoy myself? Don't I? I'm enjoying myself here, but it's not like people think. I'm enjoying the self. I consider Krishna the self of us all. We're part of that family because we're like these rays from the sun. I'm enjoying Krishna, enjoying serving, because that's what we're here to do. Talking about Krishna's service, playing with Krishna. We're playing with Krishna, playing with his names and all this. And yeah, so it's the Lord enjoying. He's given us as devotees his enjoyment. This is what a spiritual master is, to show you the enjoyment of God, and because he wants to give everybody like that. We want to be, yeah. So the Lord enjoys as a spiritual master. That's that intimate relationship. The Lord wouldn't say that unless he had a devotee like that. He has to have a devotee where he's enjoying. This is my surrendered devotee. He surrendered to me, like he did with Sanatan. Sanatan had all these itching sores on him, and he comes to Lord Chaitanya and he says, and he was going to commit suicide. He says, my body is not, it's not fit for any service. So I'm going to put it under the cart. And the Lord says, wow, what are you doing? I own this body. You surrendered it to me, because he was a surrendered devotee, He surrendered. The Lord was his life and soul. He says, you surrendered to me and you want to this is not your property. I don't authorize you to put it under the cart. See, that's the intimate relation of a Lord and his real devotees. Like that, I don't authorize this. You're going to just throw it under the cart? No way. I have a lot of things I want to do through that body. I want to do through that body. That's how it is. You got to find a devotee who chants in ecstasy is like that. It's the Lord doing things through them. Like Lalita could not act like a disciple like this unless God was really using her to act like this. There's no way she could be such a perfect disciple like this. I mean, it's unbelievable. She's showing like a pristine example of being. This is because God is showing it through her. That's why nobody could take, I can't do what she does, And because the false ego is dismantled, she can act like this and not try to act in some other way. See? Because the real ego is the true tattvas. That's why she can relish Radha and Krishna and all these high things, because she understands. She went in through the door, man. The door is Guru Tattva, right? Didn't Jesus teach that? Well, I'm here to elaborate a little bit on what is the extent of real guru, that you got to have a living guru like that in this life also. If you want this, you want the Garden of Eden, man. You need, unless you're really purified. See, that's when you're ready for Vrindavan. See, that's why she can enjoy all these things. She's understood these lessons, and everybody has to follow suit. You want the kind of enjoyment she has? Well, you have to follow the path that she's the shepherd of the sheep that want to go where she is now. Right? Isn't that the way it goes? Yeah. And that's why she teaches like she does. Because it's the Lord teaching the thing. Hey, man, you want to get into Vrindavan, you got to go through the door like this devotee did. See, she went in the door and becomes a shepherd of the sheep that want to be with Radha and Krishna. They shepherded us in the door, and we went in, and we understand things that other people don't understand. We understand things that these people in these big, huge groups of Vaishnavas don't understand. But they can if they come here and watch and see and learn from the role models here. Okay? That's why I love this chapter. It shows, hey man, it's an open door policy now. See, oh yeah, just come in through the door like these others. You'll get this result. You want that kind of intimacy with Radha and Krishna. You see in disciples like her and Johan and others. No. Well, then go out and follow your rules. And the hard thing, you go get your injections and put your mask on. I don't know, whatever you want to do. But that's what we're here to do. This is an important mission. Like Lalita says, it's a big mission. Important mission. We're here to deliver people. No nonsense. Just frank now. I just tell you the truth. It's a time of tribulation. All truths are going to be revealed. Well, the truth of deliverance is right here, right before your face. Whether you acknowledge it or not, you can fight it all you want, but it's true. This is the truth. You come here, you're going to get Vrindavan. You're going to get Radha and Krishna very quickly. Maybe more quickly than you can accept. So you got to take it in doses. Because they start sucking the shit out of you. And I don't know if I want to let go of all this shit. I've had this shit a long time. It's in my garage, man. I don't know. I've been garaging it for a while, man. Putana, she also didn't want to get rid of her shit. She said, hey, wait a second, man. No, leave me, you child. And Krishna didn't leave her. He just kept sucking, man, sucking the shit out. Then there was nothing. And then she became, he blew the breath of bhakti in her. And then she became a maidservant. See, the old self has died, just like St. Paul taught. St. Paul said? He said, the old self is dead. Now what lives through me is the Christ. See, that's the Krishna, the Radha and Krishna live through the devotees. That's why we're into what we do, because the Lord is living through us. Otherwise, we can't know these things. You think I could teach like this? You think Lalita could do this on her own? No way, man. Because the Lord is, we're like little, actors on the stage, and the Lord is acting to teach his cult of pure devotional service. We're willing, right? We accepted the gift. Well, this is the gift. This is a responsibility. See, ability to respond. See, this is people don't know. What does responsibility mean? Well, we have the highest responsibility, the ability. Now we've been given the ability to respond to delivering the conditioned souls. This is very important to the Lord. We've been given the ability to help them do this. That's why this is part of the preaching. They have to hear this word. Develop understanding. They have to see through this word. See, that's how I see through the word of God. That's what you do when you look through the word of God, because you're qualified, because you have real bhakti. Most people are not qualified, so come here, you'll get the qualification. You'll look through the word of God. Isn't that Krishna? Isn't that what Radha's doing? She's looking at Krishna everywhere. She's seeing Krishna everywhere. Everything's a scripture for her. Yeah, go ahead, Lalita.
Krishna enjoys by manifesting himself as a spiritual master.
Isn't that nice?
Devotees.
Yeah. She can relish these. That's so nice to meet somebody who can do that too. Better than me. That's amazing. I want that boon. You got to give me that boon. I can relish every sentence, every word. Okay, go ahead.
By manifesting himself as the spiritual masters, the devotees, the diverse energies, the incarnations, and the plenary portions. They are all 61.
Read that again. That's so good.
Yeah. Lord Krishna, he enjoys by manifesting himself as a spiritual masters,
the devotees, the diverse energies, the incarnations, and the plenary portions.
See, Lord Krishna enjoys as these things. So, and also and through these things. This is why, the devotees, they meditate on these verses. That's why we spend like 3-4 hours, talking about these verses, because the Lord enjoys these things. And we enjoy them too, because what? We're devoted to the Lord. The Lord has given us that ability, that desire. See, that's devotion, devotees, because the Lord, we're surrendering to the Lord in that. We're surrendered to this bhakti, surrender to these concepts, surrender to these conceptions taught about these pure devotees, right? And we learn from them. They're like living. See, they are living. It's the only real life in the world. These scriptures are more alive than people. See, people are dead in the modes, dead on meditating on modes. These scriptures are more alive. See, there's more life. And you ever notice that? Go talk to your family, man. If they're not into Krishna, go talk to them and see. And then go and look at these scriptures and meditate on these scriptures and see where you feel more life. See? Yeah, because that's dead in the modes. The modes have got very little life. Got a little glance that the Lord glanced at it at the beginning of creation. Never barely even looks anymore. The only time he looks at it is if a devotee's up here. Then he starts looking, and then things start getting benedicted. You notice that? Same thing. We get the Lord's attention a lot. He sees devotion is here. He starts looking over here, and then things start blooming. Things start happening. Things start moving. Yeah, things start shaking, especially the devotees. Yeah, see, getting the Lord's attention. That's what it's all about. Isn't that what Advaita did? He was calling the Lord in ecstasy. Oh, Krishna, come here. I got the Lord's attention. So much so the Lord actually came down physically. See, we call him down. He's down energetically. That Lord is in us, man. That's why this show is on the road now. We got the road show. Show's on the road, man. Yeah, moving down the highway, man. Highway of cyberspace everywhere. Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitch. Getting people to Twitch there. We're on Twitch. Twitchers. Go ahead, Rita.
I therefore worship the Lord, the lotus feet of these 6 diversities.
This is worship. This is worship, man. Meditating on these devotees, meditating on these verses. And then you find real life, you'll just naturally dedicate your heart to them. And isn't that what we've done? We find life here. Why wouldn't you dedicate yourself to life? Why wouldn't you become a devotee of the life? These persons are the Lord in these forms. That's why, you worship spiritual master naturally from your heart when you're liberated. Even a liberated soul with all this bhakti and everything worships the guru. Why not? That's the Lord. You see all these 6 diversities in one. See, they're all Krishna coming to you in this form and that form and that form. But if you're not authorized, Krishna's not coming to you. But he is. He comes to you in any form you desire him. He comes to you as a bogus guru, even a hypocrite, a liar, a cheater, a Pharisee. That's Krishna in that form. Do you like that form? You tired of that form yet, anybody out there? You tired of these Phariseers? Because there's another form he comes here. He comes here. Anybody interested? I was in Vrindavan and all the gurus were showing their way, going around. People were going around seeing the different gurus. And, Gaur Das was there. I was also a guru, and I had my little thing. People, there was people in our group passing out little things. Gaur Das is giving darshan, So people would go see the different gurus and they came to see me, And most said, yeah, I'm not interested in you. I want to go over there. Jai Pataka or this guy or that guy. That's how it is, So the Lord gives you a form. It's Him in that form. Are you liking His form in that? Do you understand this form? See, we're here to preach about this form, the transcendental form, the transcendental potency. You notice the talks are all about that, not hiding it, not like, yeah, I know all of this inside, and I'm going to keep it inside, and I'm going to throw through my breath a bunch of rules, regulations, and mandates at you and just expose part of the truth. Okay? No, you're getting the real full understanding here, the confidential truth, the Chaitanya postgraduate understanding. How the Lord has a transcendental body, man. He's in these verses. He's in the explanation of these verses. Okay? And these are all 6 in 1. This is what the real devotees take shelter of that are part of the Chaitanya family. Krishnadas Kaviraj, who wrote this book, did. See? He took shelter and he enjoyed and relished glorifying these different diversities. Why? Because it was the Lord working through him. He got the benediction. He got the order, like Gaur Das got the order. You notice it's always that way. You got to get the order. He got the order. The Vaishnavas, just like Prabhupada came to Gaur Hari Das. And Prabhupada, his guru, came to him in order. It's not a bogus order. It comes from a Mahapurusha, man. Mahabhagavats. Don't think that the order that the real devotees get because they have real bhakti, is the same as these orders these gurus give. There's not much. There's only the material modes of nature still going. Maybe goodness at best. You think their order is going to have as much potency as getting it from a liberated soul? That's why we have Chaitanya Charitamrita to give us nurturing in life. You notice it came from a person ordered by a transcendental beings. These Vaishnavas gave the order, Krishnadas Kaviraj, you go write this book. You got our blessings. The deity came also and gave him the garland. See? What happened with Gaur Hari Das, this fool here with the t-shirt? Prabhupada came and gave the order. This has my full approval. See, full, not partial, not a little bit, full approval. What I was doing, what I'm doing now has his full approval. Of course he's going to be happy. You don't think Prabhupada's going to be happy seeing a lot of Lilitas and Johans and Govindas and Janakis and Rivers? You don't think he's jumping up for joy and doing backflips? You think he's displeased with this kind of service, making literally what he was envisioning someday? Bhaktivinoda's dream also someday people will discuss his books and his conceptions and make pure devotees. It wasn't time to do that. There was just, he wrote and wrote and wrote, just like Prabhupada wrote and wrote and wrote, like the Goswamis wrote and wrote and wrote, and then the other Goswamis, the preachers, Nartam and Shamananda and Srinivas, they preached and preached and preached. Like Gaur Hari preached and preached and preached. See? Because now's the time, man. People got to hear this information. See? And now it all comes, oh yeah, now I get it. Now I get it. Like Janaki's always saying, yeah, well, man, now I'm getting it. She read all this stuff and now she's really getting it. Johan also. Anybody, you. All of you. This is how it works, man. See, now we got what's real. This is real in the world, man. Real guru, man. Man, real Harikatha. Real bhakti awakening, man. It's all real, tangible, substantial in the world. So real, you can touch this more than you can touch the world. You notice that? It's getting that good, that real. Because it's stronger than really subtle. You make the subtle gross. See? The subtle becomes grossly perceived in this world only by the real deal, the real devotees on the real path with the real transcendental potency. Only they can make the inconceivable one, Krishna, the unattainable one, Krishna. Attainable and conceivable. Nobody else can. Look, obviously, look at Lalita. She's conceiving something. Look at River. I think she's seeing something that cannot be seen unless you got to come the right way. Chapter 1, Adi Lila. Yeah. Go ahead there, Lalita. Read on.
I therefore worship the lotus feet of these 6 diversities of the one truth.
Variety is the spice of life. Transcendental variety. People don't know. They think it's, the best of the world that people are worried. Oh, Eckhart Tolle. Oh, yeah. It's only one. It's all one. It's all one. But they don't know about the transcendental diversities because the light is blinding them. That it's blinding. At best, even in Vaishnava, you might find a liberated guru, who is, and they speak liberation ideas or speculative ideas on Krishna because they can't part that light. It's blinding them. The Brahman is blinding them. They can't penetrate the Brahman. See, and that's what it was. That's because of offense. That's the same thing. Learn and listen from the story of Lord Brahma. He committed offense. Well, not really, but it's just the way the Lord teaches. He took the cowherd boys and put them in a cave for a year. No, that is not very nice to do to Krishna, is it? Going to take his friends away. But the Lord says, okay, I'm going to use. He uses everything. He's using these gurus. He's using me. He's using you. He uses everything. We're just little dish rags in his hands. And when you're in the transcendental potency of it, you love it, man. Just use me and just flop me around. I love it, man. Man, that's called surrender, man. The Lord wants to use you to wipe the toilets of the world here. He does. You just do it, right? Your toilet cleaner sometimes you use it this way, that way. It doesn't matter. We servants of the Lord. Hey, not begrudging in the world. No, I don't want to be a servant. Look what our masters do. Look at these guys. They're mean. Or we just comply because we're scared. They made us scared sheeple. Oh, you scared sheeple. You'll do what we say now or else. Sheeple are trembling. Oh, you want me to wear 2 masks? Okay. Oh, yeah, get the shot. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, you do it till you comply or I'll make you more scared. That's our Lord. It's his Maya, man. Come on, wake up. You want to be under that shit, man? Or you let us suck that shit out of you, man. You don't need that shit. You don't want to be like that. You're a king, man. You're a prince. It's better than a king. You want to be the Lord. Radha and Krishna are the king and queen. They don't even want to do that. They want to play. Come on, man. We'll get that mask off and we can't get that stuff out of your body. You get another one, better one in the next life. Transcendental body. Just give as much life as you got here now. And we'll work on your transcendental body. Who knows, though? The Lord can do miracles. Who knows? Maybe he'll suck the shit, even that shit out of you. Yeah. I don't know how we got into this conversation, but go ahead, read on.
I therefore worship the lotus feet of these 6
worship.
of the one truth by invoking their benedictions.
Yeah. See, by getting benedictions, man, just by thinking about them, talking about these truths, it causes benedictions to flow. Don't you think the Lord is happy when he hears truth being spoken in this world?
Always.
Otherwise, it's in the book, and then they speak all this speculation. This makes him even happier, much more happy. Oh my God, somebody's saying things as they are. That's what Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita as it is. Why? It's not just Bhagavad Gita. There are a lot of Bhagavad Gitas, but they're as it isn't usually. It's so nice to have one as it is. That's why I love Prabhu. I feel his life, man. He's a one diversity, one of the greatest diversities in this absolute truth, man. I am so happy to have him as my inspiring light and friend. Just like you guys say, Gauri Das is my guru and my friend. Well, that's the way it is in the spiritual world. You want to be real friends with liberated souls? Well, you got to it's a package, man. You got to really, from your heart, really believe in what they say. The word is not like any word. We have to live on the word here, man, because if you live on the word of those in the modes of nature, you get the result of that. You see, it's an inferior one. See, here you get it on all levels. Isn't it great, man? You listen to this word, and then you're even awakened to the bullshit going on in the mind. You're not going to be so apt to, maybe if you put the mask on, you'll cheat, man. I don't know why these people, they just think, oh, you got to wear a mask. You're fighting. I never lose a breath. I put it on, but it's on my chin. I always looking, and they're not looking on the chin. It goes up to the nose, and if they're okay with that, if they're not, a little for like 2 seconds and then down. I mean, I never lose a breath, really. The Lord gives me intelligence. Shouldn't say that. I can even get a car. I get everything in Mexico. It's nice here that way.
You can even get a what?
Walls have ears. You get everything. Just put it this way: you get everything here.
Promised land, the promised land.
But Lord, it's everything you.
I offer prayer, respect, obeisances unto the spiritual masters, the devotees of the Lord, the Lord's incarnations, His plenary portions, His energies, and the primal Lord Himself.
How can you get bored, with all these varieties? It's amazing. That's why I never get bored. You can't get bored. You only get bored in the world because it's all same old, same old. All these energies are always ever fresh and ever increasing. That's why I come here every day. Every day is a new class, a better class. You can't touch this, man. Nobody can give classes like this unless you got the transcendental potency, which most don't. It's a rare jewel. It's just like, do you find gold sitting on the ground everywhere? No, you don't. And this gold, you don't find. It's harder to find this gold than it is real gold.
You can't get bored. You can't fall asleep because you're shaken all the time.
Yeah. Look at you guys. Nobody's falling asleep here. You're already here a couple hours. Stay on the edge. Look at the river listens attentively. It's like, yeah. Because all of us, I'm also very attentive. I just love, this variety, transcendental variety. Man. It's like eating a transcendental feast every day. Very attractive. Okay. So people are doing that on all levels. And what is your meditation? What is your worship? People think, oh, I don't worship anybody. Oh, bullshit, man. Everybody's a word. What's our nature? We're here to worship. Do you worship Bill Gates or Fauci? Do you believe in their instructions? Do you listen to their words? Do you listen to mainstream media telling you a vision that you believe? Why you can see that is the height of it's not very smart, my friends. Come on, they're telling you a vision and you're acting it out. Look what you're acting out. It's not very, very, very good, actually. Not good for you. This is what happens when you follow and worship. See, it's worshiping demons. They don't know what to do and what not to do. They think that God is not doing a good enough job. Therefore, they want to be gods. They're the earthly gods right now. Aren't they? Mostly, isn't who's in charge of the government? Who's in charge? You ever see what's going on in let's take Australia. Who's in charge? You think that's a godly government? Does anybody any understanding of the news? Have you heard what's going on there? It's unbelievable, actually, what's going on there. Is that God in charge? Well, it's the God of this world, the God that's trying to imitate God, that can't do a good job, the God that is lusting and thirsting for controlling of all the citizens to make them to obey them on the with in the front of a barrel of a gun. See, that's the God. They're like the imitating the Lord. That's the Lord's shadow. It's always trying to imitate the real thing. You can't help it. But it does a lousy job, and people are meditating on that. That's why the Lord is doing this. He's showing you, see my shadow? Let me show you that, and to try to get you to let go of that meditation. Can you imagine people come here that are under the whammy like that? Come and listen to these talks and become set free. Even if your bodies, like when Jesus was here, and then he had those the 11 apostles who became the witnesses, man, and they started to get people to come, and many slaves came, and the slaves were free. Even though they were indentured to their masters and all that, but they knew what real freedom was. Freedom is not material, man.
No,
You can be in a jail cell and be free.
yeah, of course.
You can be poor and be free, and you can be rich and be free, or you can be rich and poor of
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
This transcends everything. That's why this is mandatory to get this. Otherwise, you're going to be miserable in your poverty or miserable with your wealth. I guarantee you, Bill Gates, they're in fear, man. And more so, they're making so many enemies. I mean, my God, they're the most infamous persons in the world. Really. Can you imagine their infamy? Infamous pie in the face for Bill Gates. That thing keeps going over and over again. Everybody's look at the pie in the face. This is who you're believing in. So the Lord wants to help them too, man. Everybody's on, in a sense, the wrong track. You're meant to be free. All of you, everybody, the same kind of freedom. Bill Gates and those he's controlling or wants to control will have the same kind of freedom. And it is so good that you'll be happy with it. Just like here, people get this, but look at Lily. She's happy with this bhakti. She likes her place, whatever the Lord has given her, right? Whatever role she's into it, man. It's perfect. She knows everything's perfect. She's a servant of the Lord. Or anybody like this. Here. Just an example. Nice example, too. So that's it. Now a choice. Something else is being offered again. A gift is being given again. Who will accept? Whoever will accept what's behind this door, you're really lucky. You're really, really more lucky than you can ever imagine. Don't believe it? Well, keep coming back and we'll convince you. Because the truth is stronger. That's why Jesus has endured. It is really true. He is and was an eternal associate of God and always will be. But not the Pharisees until they, like Paul, he got the mercy to be like that from Jesus. Look, his writings are still here, give inspiration to devotees. The only ones who don't like it are the ones who are non-devotees, who don't see the devotion. And you see, they call, they're envious. Oh, this is Pauline, just like my godbrothers, many of them. They're envious, that's all. They do the same thing with St. Paul. They can't take the bhakti. They can't understand it. They're jealous of it and all that. So anyway, that's going on too. So what? See? We like this bhakti. We're here for those who want to be part of this Vaishnava family. Why not, man? We're meditating on all the plenary portions, the devotees of the Lord, the spiritual masters. We have a lot of food on our plates, plenty for everybody. We can feed 10,000 million people. You think 5,000? What are those fish? This is the real fish, man. See, you want the real food? Take the Krishna fish, man. This fish here will fill your transcendental belly. Because we're, times food shortages are coming and all that. What are you going to eat in these 30 days or something when you got so little food? Well, when you come here, we'll train you how to eat this. And when that comes to happen, you'll be okay. Probably your bhakti will increase. I already tested this a few times. My bhakti increased just by fasting. Fasting didn't cause it, but it helped and increase it. There's less to do for the body. I could just give more classes and talk more about Krishna, chant his name, without, digesting and all that stuff. Yeah, go ahead there, Lolita.
I first offer my respectful obeisances at the lotus feet of my initiating spiritual master and all my instructing spiritual masters.
See, an initiating spiritual master was a pure devotee and initiated his devotional to the Krishna. Now, this is the effective stage. Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Bhaktivinoda was working on just getting something going. It didn't really initiate anybody's spiritual life, didn't really give them any bhakti lata bees, maybe a few. There is no room for it. People, now this is as it is. See, as it is. This is initiating people's spirit life. Spiritual life is spiritual life, man. Not just practicing and going through the motions. No, initiating your spirit life where you feel spirit. You taste spirit. When you chant Krishna's name, you taste it. You taste bhakti. You feel devotion. Now, this is the kind of initiation of spiritual life we do here. You feel it, man. You feel, my God, I got a new life, man. It's a revolution. That's when you get the real guru and they teach you the real confidential knowledge, which is being done now. See, that's why people's spirit life of spirit, isn't it? You're born again, born of the word, man, born of spirit word. Proof that this is word of spirit, man, has an effect of awakening, initiating people's spiritual life, big time. That's why the closer is called in at these times. To solidify the deal, to marry you to Krishna forever. Where you feel God with you, the Holy Spirit, the Comforter, the Counselor, everything is there. Don't think I'm going to come and teach you how to wipe your buttocks. Like the Vaishnavas. One guy says, well, I learned how to wipe my butt, man, from Vaishnavism. It's really good. I thought I could do it with my right hand, and now my guru taught me to do it with my left hand. And I was thinking, really? That's what you...
Wow, what a revelation.
Thing. Like people, they come here still, and because everything's reversed. When I'm chanting with this hand, you think it's my left hand, and these neophytes come immediately and say, he's chanting with his left hand. Oh, he's in Maya. They're thinking like this.
Yeah.
External, all external, chanting with left, right. I can chant like this. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare. No hands. See, look at this. No hands. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. You think it matters?
Without feedback?
Without.
You're like this? Without feedback?
You like this. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. What's the difference?
Get me an ecstasy.
They're just relishing. It's about relish, not about what external thing you're holding on to, man. Come on, man. But that's what we're dealing with. Yeah. Go ahead.
My instructing spiritual masters are Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Sanatana Goswami, Sri Bhatta Raghunatha, Sri Jiva Goswami.
So did he mention any non-liberated souls? Is there any one? So why does this concept being preached? Oh, there's so many. You can have so many Shiksha gurus, like there's so many around like that. You see, Nobody sees things as they are. He didn't name one non-liberated soul and never will. No real devotee will. They teach you, if they're going to teach you, the real truth. Your instructing spiritual masters will be liberated souls. Otherwise, you'll get the indirect instruction. Oh, don't follow them. Oh, look how they are hypocrites. Oh, look how they teach the wrong path as the right path. That's your indirect lesson from them. That's what I got from ISKCON. What not to do and where not to go. Who was blocking me from what I really wanted? Krishna. That's what I learned indirectly. Okay? But the instructing spiritual masters really are liberated souls. That's why, first and foremost, you got to get a real spiritual master who is a real liberated soul, so you can learn what are the real qualities of a liberated soul. People don't know. None of you really knew clearly until now, till coming here. Now you learn by experience. You even get to taste them. You even become like liberated souls and become a real initiating spiritual master or instructing. You and we do it Vrindavan style. You just come and listen to the name chanted in ecstasy. There's your Hari Nam. I don't need any official thing to do. You got to come here and I got to give you like this. Here's your little beanbag, man. Okay, go chant. No, you come here. You're going to hear the holy name, the whole name being chanted in ecstasy and bliss. And you just by seeing that, that's going to initiate your spiritual life, because it's like, wow, I want to engage in this. That's your initiation. You're initiating. You're initiated now. See, I definitely want to follow this path. There you go. That's initiation. So just stick around and get the result of this. And then you'll want to stick around forever. The full result is you understand the value of what's going on here, this sadhu sangha, and don't leave like these fools did. Can you imagine? I couldn't believe it even after it happened. I started to even after this happened, people leaving. I thought, I can't believe, how could they leave here? I couldn't believe it. I kept trying to get them back, and then no, we don't care. I don't care about you guys. Then I started to understand they died spiritually. Your spirit is cut off. They don't like the real this is real family, man. That's why anybody attracted to your preaching or anything, they're very fortunate. You're very fortunate for having people coming like that. I feel blessed, people come up like this couple, nice couple, and they say, hey, sit down, and we feel life. God, they say, God, we feel real life by your association.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel very fortunate. Wow, somebody's here to listen. I'm real blessed having friends like you guys. My goodness, that's one of the Lord's thought when he came. He's God. You don't think he was feeling? He said, oh my God, these people are my friends. They listen to me. They like me. They like my behavior.
Yeah.
So the Lord was like, wow, and just by this communion, this interaction, that's why the Lord comes. He's the gift, man. Here, this is the gift. Here is this interaction coming and feeling this presence, man, and hearing these truths that nobody knows. The real nature of the Lord is being taught here. I mean, I'm learning myself. It's a miracle. It's like Ramananda Roy says, it's a miracle. Look at this. You're sitting there listening to me and speaking through me also. You don't think I feel the same way? And when if people get purified here, you'll do the same thing. That's how it works. That's how the Lord preaches his intimate Sankirtan movement through those kinds of devotees, purified like that. Go ahead, Lilita.
So, and then Sri Gopala Bhatta Goswami and Sri Raghunath Dasa Goswami. These 6 are my instructing spiritual masters. And therefore, I offer millions, millions of respectful obeisances unto their lotus feet.
Can you imagine how lucky you are to have a liberated Shiksha Guru, instructing spiritual master? And not only that, and have them actually tell you confidential things that even these Prabhupada didn't tell his disciples, or Bhakti, or even Bhakti Vinod. To tell you, you have a liberated person used by Krishna, and he's telling you confidential things. Is it a wonder? Is it surprising why real bhakti is awakening devotees, and you're not just inspired by rules and regulations and mandates to serve and worship Krishna on an external level? See, this is chapter 1 of the Adi Leela personified. This is in person. This is living book. Okay, this is living the life, this kind of life that it's talking about in the book. People have this opportunity. We have this privilege to do this, to make the book alive again, to give life to the book. See, because this as it is, this is the Lord is using us, making us good disciples or good gurus, transcendental disciples or transcendental gurus, to preach his real Sankirtan movement. See, chapter 1 is, we're in line with this book, in his teachings. His teaching, not my teaching, his teachings. And I just call your attention to his teachings. Okay? And that's all Krishna Das Kai. He called his attention to his teachings. This is a line. We're not into our own trips, literally, like tripping on the material world. We're tripping on Krishna, man, tripping on him. He provides the trip. The trip back to the spiritual world is this trip here. Yeah, learn the trip of this chapter 1. And then you won't trip over Maya and everything. See, everybody's tripping. That's the problem. Tripping in the world, tripping over the obstacles and falling on their face. Come here and get onto this trip. This is a very intoxicating, clear trip. It's like clear white lightning. They had an LSD they call white lightning, clear light. Yeah, this is the real clear light. This is the light of the Bhagavat. You know, Prabhupada wrote a book, Light of the Bhagavat. Well, this is the light of the Bhagavat explained deeply, and not, just for babies and children, giving you the full thing. Okay, go ahead there, Lalita.
There are innumerable devotees of the Lord, of whom Srivas Thakur is the foremost. I offer my respectful obeisances, thousands of times, to their lotus feet.
There are innumerable devotees, right? But where the heck are they? Where are these innumerable devotees? See?
That's the question.
See, and then they say, well, you see, all in ISKCON and Gaudiya Meet, they're innumerable devotees. No. You see, he says headed by Srivas Thakur. Which one of them is like Srivas Thakur? Which one?
The associates. In the forest of
That's what he's talking about. They're innumerable, but they're all in the spiritual world. You're lucky to get 1 or 2 in this world. And from 1 or 2, or say 1 even, many can come. Because if you listen to such a devotee, they're a touchstone. What do you want? You want Krishna? Boom, you get that. Oh, you want to become a big satsang teacher? Boom, you get that. But you don't get this. Here, she gets everything. You guys get everything. You get bhakti and you get friendship with God and his real devotees. The most precious treasure in this world. What we have here is the most precious treasure developing here. Most precious treasure. There ain't anything better than this. How can you think anything is better? You got the greatest treasure in the world, Radha and Krishna, themselves. A relationship with them is the greatest. There ain't anything better in the whole universe. The demigods will become begging for this relationship if they don't have it. Their treasures in the spirit in heaven have nothing compared to this. Okay? Forgot my point, but c'est la vie. Go ahead.
Innumerable devotees of the Lord.
Innumerable devotees of the Lord. Yes, innumerable. But they're in the spiritual world. And here maybe we'll make innumerable. If anybody comes here and associates with these devotees in this sangha, that's a touchstone effect, man. We work touchstone effects here. Okay? Here you don't get non-liberated, you get liberated. In bhakti, in Krishna, you start to learn. You have role models here of devotees in Krishna, in Radha. Radha's in them, Krishna's in them. It's not like they're empty sepulchres, like Jesus said about the Pharisees or about a lot of these sannyasis and Brahmins. They're empty inside. Yeah. And they say, oh, yes, we got Radha and Krishna, but they don't. Can you prove it out there? Prove that you got Radha and Krishna inside. Prove that you can speak things that nobody has heard before, or they've heard before and didn't understand. So yeah, prove that you got devotion that nobody's ever seen before. They read it in a book, but nobody's seen it. And even the previous Achar has been hiding it. Show that you can do it, because this is the time, man. This is the time of tribulation. Everything is trembling. Everything is a tribute. You see it being attributed. See, to the truth, the absolute truth. See, so yeah, prove it. You got it, man. Nobody can prove it but here. Nobody will come forward. You know, we could say now, come on, anybody, come here, show us that you're the real deal. That Radha and Krishna are in you because you're in them by chanting. Just prove it, man. Anybody, you go and show us how you chant the holy name and prove that Radha and Krishna awaken inside you so that we can see it. That we can see the symptoms of eternally liberated soul in you, then you can say you're guru. Otherwise, now, no, step aside, man. You're lying to the people. Liars don't help. I don't care how sincerely you're lying. Oh, I'm really sincerely following. And I've seen some people sincerely lying. What good is sincerely lying? It's still lying, isn't it? Lying. You ever see people there? Oh, I remember this guy. This guru said to my disciple who asked him, she didn't believe my word anymore. She wanted to ask his word. Is Gaur qualified? Oh, with tears inside. Oh, no, he's not. It's a friggin' lie, man. When he did it with tears in his eyes. I thought, boy, that's a real extent of, boy, Maya's really... She's a real fucker, actually. She'll fuck you up, man.
Yeah.
That's what she does. I mean, that's the best word I can use for the Lord's Maya. Look what Maya's doing, screwing people up, man, killing them right now in droves because people listen. They believe in her servants. This is God's shadow potency with the motive, like really empowered with passion and ignorance, and force. The blood worship now, and all that stuff is coming to light. All these guys, the politicians, they've been into it. Ooh, weird shit, man. Hollywood, all these people that people believe. I used to like Lady Gaga and all that. Now she's got the horns on her thing. Do you see the horns? You didn't see the horns are out now? The red, wearing devil stuff, man, on the stage, all these stars showing their one eyes. Ooh, that'll give you the willies. I just find it interesting now. I think, well, it's the Lord's shadow. He's coming up. So if the shadow's going to come up like that, we got to equalize it. See, equally bring the spiritual potency to pounce on it, to show it's stronger. That's why the Lord comes at this time. You see, on the Vaidis, on the gurus who are not qualified. They've been pumping, see, they're pumping out the illusion that they're qualified. We're pumping out the truth that this is the qualification. This is Prabhupada's real book. You know, this is going to deliver you. You need this medicine.
They need the guru.
Yeah, they need a real, the real power, a real lion-like. In the line is lion-like. Are you like a lion like Prabhupada, like Bhakti Sana, Bhakti Vinod, Lord, all the way back to Lord, a lion-like, and soft as a flower sometimes. You see that? You got to see those things, man. That's the book Bhagavat. You got to see a devotee Bhagavat empowered like that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you don't know what the real guru is. You haven't understood chapter 1.
That's it. They need a real guru. They need this potency, the real guru. Yesterday, Johan and Freddie had a talk with a Vaidi friend of us. And again, the same situation as we had here so many times. Me and Krishna, me and Krishna, me and Krishna. But while she has a guru, but they never talk about the guru because the guru doesn't give anything. They don't have the understanding what guru means. They have that name and picture on the altar, and that's it. That's my guru. No,
No understanding. They can't give
no,
understanding.
no.
See, it's
no.
superficial. That's called neophyte. They don't have understanding. They don't even know the importance of it. So they just officially worship. It's like Indians have these family gurus. There's no difference. Superficial. Not everybody's ready for this, but those who are, they'll know. They'll come. Why wouldn't they? They're looking for the real Krishna. Krishna will say, go here and learn. That's why I get only the ones who really want Krishna. If you don't really want Krishna, well, you may come for a time and then you fall away, a falling away. Didn't Jesus have a falling away? It's always like that. Prabhupada had a falling away. Even, so we'll have a falling away. But those who stay, look, we've been together 4 years. Look how deep we're going. Isn't it amazing? It's more wonderful every day. I wouldn't give this up for the world. I show up just because I'm attracted. I don't show up because I'm supposed to. I just come here because it's the most attractive thing in my life. And if you are coming, I say, well, these guys are connoisseurs too. They also know where the real life is. I show up here because Radha and Krishna show up here. Lord Chaitanya shows up here. The whole parampara is here. Why wouldn't I come to such an attractive place? Just makes sense to me. If people don't come regularly, or at least watch the reruns, well, you're not getting good enough realizations yet. So keep coming until you start to understand what's really valuable. It's like, if gold was just somewhere and somebody said, there it is, you go pick it up. And you think, oh, I don't care about gold. But most people do. They go, of course I'm going to go over there and pick it up. But people don't know what is real gold. This is better. This is 1,000,000 times better than real gold. Real gold will not liberate you from the cycle of birth and death. And this does, and you don't even think about it. Man, I don't think about, I'm going to be, oh Lord, please deliver me from I got more important matters to do. To be involved with. What matters to me is this Radha and Krishna getting together. All that other stuff comes along. I don't even think about being liberated. But I tell you, if you don't have this, you'll be thinking about, oh, deliver me because I'm miserable. Yeah. So that's why that's the fourth goal of life. When you're miserable from engaging in the other goals of life, which are just produce misery, economic development, working your ass off for your children, your wife, and then you die and you do it again because you're attached, you have money and wife and all that, and you're working hard like a dog just to satisfy, your husband or your wife. And you do this again and again. Limited happiness. And so if you finally realize, oh, man, I've been miserable. Oh, Lord, please liberate me. Okay? And then you follow the path of some satsang guru, liberated guy comes around. Yes, you're God, you're the light. And they go, oh, yeah, let me meditate on that. and get liberated from this. But very hard to do this. This is so easy, man. This is so attractive. We work on the principle of attraction. Come here and get purified, and you'll become attracted to these talks. Hey, that's the way. You notice Krishna and Radha are the most beautiful of all the deities in India. Are they? Are there any others that are more beautiful than them? That means they're the most attractive, because the most beautiful is always the most attractive. That's why they always show that. They show that Radha and Krishna are the most beautiful of all the deities. Well, feeling them is also the most beautiful experience. Engaging them in loving each other is the most beautiful experience. It's the greatest identity you can get. The greatest identification. That is not false ego. That is our real ego. That's our real identity. Ego means identity. Our real identity is just to make them, get them together and love each other. See, that's Manjari realization. See, that's the kind of stuff that goes on here. I just enjoy getting them together and just watching. I can't experience the level of their relationship. I just love that. Gopis, they want to more, with Krishna and be a girlfriend like this. But I like how they do it. They're just so perfect at it. And they show me these things. I like that. That's my taste. I don't know why I'm telling you this, but can you imagine the guy with the that's why I'm always like, guy with a t-shirt? How can you know these things? Unbelievable, isn't it, Lalita?
Unbelievable that they ask this question, this guy with the t-shirt.
Yeah.
With no tilak, how can he know that? What a question.
Yeah. There's a lot of spiritual power here. It's amazing. We're being used for a wonderful mission to make the devotees really happy. Nobody's going to be happy unless they get this relationship with they got to see the Vrindavan. It's like, even for Christians, Vrindavan is the explanation of the Garden of Eden. See,
Yeah.
It's fluffed out. It makes more sense how it really manifests. And we are like that Garden of Eden manifested in this world. You have to see devotees living like that, living in this bliss of the garden. You notice, see, on the Vaidhi level, it's like you're motivated to serve Radha and Krishna on the level of the mind. See, external, the mind. We're motivated on the level of ecstasy and bliss, which is beyond the mind. It's transcendent. See, transcendental knowledge, transcendental experience of God. See, transcends everything, the material mind. Everything. Go ahead, Lalita.
Great. Advaitacharya is the Lord's partial incarnation, and therefore I offer my obeisances millions, millions of times at his lotus feet.
What is he? Say that sentence again.
Advaitacharya is the Lord's partial incarnation.
Partial.
Yeah,
Partial.
I'm sorry, I say partial. Partial incarnation.
There you go.
I therefore offer my obeisances millions of times at his lotus feet.
See, everything is partial. See, everything, even Advaita, who is considered like Vishnu. See, partial incarnation. And the Lord, Chaitanya, is the full incarnation. See, he's the original. He's Radha and Krishna combined. That's full, isn't it? Complete. Now, devotees find their completion in them. See, that's why we're considered partial incarnate. The devotees are partial, part and partial. See, part and part, parcel, part and part. You could say part and partial. See, he's a partial incarnation of the Lord, like Advaita, but in a certain nature, form, like just a little infinitesimal. Advaita is like Lord Vishnu, everything's in his body, that kind of thing. Okay? Big, partial incarnation. But you notice Advaita found his completion in Lord Chaitanya, didn't he? And in Radha and Krishna worship. So even though Lord Chaitanya was the full incarnation, he wanted to teach bhakti. He wanted to also teach like the partial incarnations do, because you got to be a role model for people. You got to show what it is, right? You got to show what this worship is. So they have to act like a partial does. See, when you're partial, that means you need completion, right? So devotional service, pure devotional service, is you find completion in the Lord. See, and now you're complete in the Lord because he's in you now, because now you're acting like the devotees in the spiritual world. That's the real spiritual master. That's the real associate. They are in that kind of lifestyle. See? It's activated in them, and they activate that in you. No one else can do that. See? Yes, it is correct. Those who awaken devotion for Krishna are certainly the spiritual master. So first it awakens in them, and then still people don't believe it. But then the first fruits come, right? The first fruits are you guys. You come, and then you witness and say, yeah, this really works. This is the real process. This is the real path to it. Quickly. Come follow this. You'll love it, man. You'll see that this will make you more happy than you can even believe. That's why people don't believe it. They don't believe the word. They don't believe that you can get an experience here that is better than your previous experiences in Vaishnavism, in Buddhism, in even Christianity. Even they don't believe it. But those who come and say, "Well, let me check it out. Let me look." They say you found the way, because the way is to come look, come see. Come hang out, right? Come hang out with us, spend some time. And then you'll if you're lucky, then the Lord will you'll feel it in your heart. You'll become more attracted, more purified. And then you'll want to go on in sadhu sangha forever, like everybody in the spiritual world. You don't think they get together every day and glorify the Lord? They do this. And if you're not doing this, you're a non-liberated soul, man. Or if you're just doing this on the level of Vaidhi and you're just officially doing it because of external rules and you're supposed to, and that's what the guru taught you to do, but you're not really excited about it. You're not really ecstatically in it. And where you feel God's transcendental presence when you speak about the Lord, or you chant his names and these tears are pouring out of your eyes. Hey, this is the real stage. Okay? You come here, you're going to get to that. That's going to be you very quickly. Yeah, otherwise not. Otherwise you'll probably you start a Vaidhi Bhakti and you'll die. Vaidhi Bhakti. Where would you be, Tom? You'd be in Buddhism or somewhere probably, after, if you didn't come here. Or going to the temple and them thinking, did you give us enough money yet?
Yeah.
Controlled by that. See?
First thing they ask, how much do you give?
Yeah. Are you tithing? You want to worship Krishna? First this. Here, you just say, hey, come listen, man. Come listen, come hear, come associate, and get the touchstone effect, man. You're not going to find anything easier than this to realize the highest goal of life. Yeah. Go ahead, Lalita.
Sri Nityananda is a plenary manifestation of the Lord. And I have been initiated by him.
Yeah, even a planet, even Nityananda, who is considered God, second form of God, he's also meditating on Krishna. You notice? You go look at the pastime. He's thinking about Krishna. He's thinking about Lord Chaitanya. Nimai Pandit is my Lord and Master. This is devotional service. Even the Lord looks at a devotee. Lord Nityananda, he says, "Oh, this devotee's got the spiritual potency, and my Lord is in there. He'll worship that devotee." Okay? Where do you see any gurus worshiping their devotees? Do you see any gurus doing that? Okay? You know why they don't? Because, first of all, they don't usually have the spiritual potency, and therefore they can't recognize it in themselves or outside. If I see it in a donkey, I'll worship that donkey. If it's in a dog, I'll worship the dog. I know how to tell. I'm here to teach people how to recognize the spiritual potency, what its attributes are, so that you can see where the Lord is working the world. Otherwise, it's a great secret. You lack information that comes from an experienced devotee that you can see that's steeped in that spiritual potency, that real knowledge, that real ecstasy.
Absolutely.
Hey, that's why another thing, you start coming here, you start to see you can get here what you can't get anywhere else on this planet, if not the whole universe. You can get an understanding that's not available just anywhere. And best of all, an ecstasy, an ecstatic worship like Lord Chaitanya, that's not available just anywhere. Go ahead, Lolita.
I therefore offer my respectful obeisance unto his lotus feet. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the internal potencies of the Lord.
See, now the Lord, he's not saying, I offer my respects to the external potency, is he? Everything that he's mentioned is part of the transcendental varieties of the internal potency of Lord. That's what the real devotees worship. And they teach that if they're going to teach that. That's our teaching here. How to worship the transcendental potency and only that transcendental potency. And everything else is more or less the Lord's shadow. How to recognize where God is, where God is in, who God is in. This is a very important subject, because if you can figure that out, you'll get all protection. You get the Lord as your ally. He'll be your comforter. He'll be your companion and friend, because you welcome him. You say, yeah, come every day, Lord. Yeah, come. He's faithful, isn't he? We're the ones that lack the
He's
faith.
faithful. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, he's faithful. He's immediately there when we call, but we forget to call.
Yeah. He's the faithful one. And he's just trying to help us. I mean, the work here is to get people to have faith in the transcendental Krishna. We teach people how to meditate on the transcendental Krishna and say, stop your worship of mundane things and mundane persons. Oh, okay. If you want to continue, let's see if we can get you through. Just continue worshiping what is real here. And hopefully you'll see. Go ahead, Lalita.
I offer my respectful obeisances unto the internal potencies of the Lord, of whom Gadadhara Prabhu is the foremost.
So, why was he the foremost?
Srimati Radharani.
Yeah. See, the bhakti, the devotion is foremost, man. This is what the Lord came here to give, the foremost important ingredient, bhakti, devotion. This makes you highly attracted to this subtle, transcendental, inconceivable, unattainable Lord. Without bhakti, you cannot recognize the Lord, real bhakti, pure bhakti. The best thing is you're pious and, oh, well, I believe in the scriptures. Oh, that's something. But not like this. Go ahead, Lily.
Lord Sri Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is the personality of Godhead himself. And therefore, I offer innumerable, innumerable prostrations at his lotus feet, having offered obeisances unto the Lord and all his associates. I shall now try to explain these 6 diversities in one. Although I know that my spiritual master is a servant of Sri Chaitanya, I know him also as a plenary manifestation of the Lord, according to the deliberate opinion of all revealed scriptures. The spiritual master is non-different from Krishna. Lord Krishna.
See, the deliberate opinion. See, on great deliberation. See, so the spiritual master is non-different than Krishna. See, non-different. Non-different how? Non-different in knowledge.
Chitananda.
Yeah, Satchitananda. See, not so that non-difference must be there, otherwise you're not a real spiritual master yet. You're a wannabe. Are you? I mean, people, they're worshiping those who are non-liberated, like, oh well, that's okay. But they don't have the non-difference. They can't even think. See, that's why again, you if you're ready, you come and you hear from a real spiritual master, and they'll get you to think deeply. Think deeply about these conceptions, clear them up in the discussion. You need to have them cleared up. You got to be thinking like, oh, he's non-different. How does that mean? Does that mean he's God? And how does that mean he's God? In what way? You got to be asking questions and getting answers. See, he's non-different. How is the Lord devotee non-different? They're non-different in this ecstasy. It's the Lord. It's Radha. It's devotion. Non-different in the transcendental knowledge revealed because of that devotion.
Carrying him.
Carrying that knowledge, carrying that ecstasy. That's Guru. That's the subject matter you're going to learn about. This knowledge and this ecstasy. This is going to be in you like it is in Guru. If it's not in Guru, it's not going to be in you. Wake up, sleeping souls. Wake up, ISKCON. If this Satchitananda is not in your Guru, and they don't have the symptoms of it being in your Guru, you ain't going to the spiritual world because your Guru ain't going. They ain't qualified yet. You have to have that same Satchitananda that was in Prabhupada, in Bhaktisiddhanta, and Bhakti Vinod, and all the real devotees. And even in my disciples here. You got to have that to go back to the spiritual world. And people don't even show the symptoms, don't even care. Don't even care about understanding this most important subject matter of Guru Tattva. So you can find the door that leads to Bhakti. You guys go in, look. You're qualified. You have bhakti, now you get good Vedanta. You look at these books and they make sense to you. You understand them as they are, more and more and more. Okay, so that's the non-difference. And so if your guru is not non-different, step aside because we have that here going on here. We'll prove that there's non-different. We'll prove that there's such an Ananda here. What? You don't really, if you're just so much in false ego, you won't even care. And most are. You notice they're in such false ID. They don't even care. And I tell them, I proclaim it. Hey, you come here and you'll learn what is Satchitananda. And when you understand that, you can qualify to go back to Godhead. Because if you really understand, that means that is in you. That bhakti is in you. That understanding is in you. And that is your qualification of understanding why the Lord descends in the world. Because you're on the same page with the Lord. You're doing what he did. You'll be relishing this name in ecstasy. You'll be chanting these verses with great deep ecstasy and bliss and knowledge. Otherwise not. You'll just be idol worshiping. idling your time away. You notice people make advancement here. They move fast. There, it's a pretty much same old guru trip, right? Same old follower trip. Oh, Guru Dev, deliver me. Next day, oh, Guru Dev, deliver me. And Guru gives their little canned classes. Nothing much changes. Pretty much same thing all day. Here, it's same thing, but ever fresh. You notice? Same thing, but ever fresh, ever deeper, ever more ecstatic. Now, isn't that a place to go to drink? Yeah. Go ahead, Lolita.
According to the Lord Krishna, in the form of the spiritual master, he delivers his devotees. That's how it works.
Is that working here? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Good. Okay, can you see how that works here?
Of course.
So this is truthful, right? The book is real here. The devotees are truthful because you could see the symptoms of the sincere devotees being delivered here. They have the ecstatic symptoms like liberated souls do. Therefore, this is the real place. Now, if you're somewhere where you don't see people being delivered, actually, you see the activity of it. You see the results of being delivered. You see the ecstatic devotion manifesting in them. Then that's not where it's going on. Right? So you're just deluded and deluding yourself, or you're just at that stage. And so now you notice we're preaching the deliverance path now to get people say, it's like getting this sheep and saying, oh, you're a sheep of Krishna and Radha, you want to go to Vrindavan? Well, yeah, come in this door. Come, this is where you're going to find it quickly. See? Even in this life, you'll be tasting this nectar, like the devotees here are. Go ahead, Lolita.
You're a nice preacher, Guru Maharaj, even in bed. You can't stop preaching.
I know.
Lord Krishna, in the form of the spiritual master, he delivers his devotees. Absolutely. That's how it works. One should know the Acharya as myself and never disrespect him in any way. Or should not envy him, thinking him an ordinary man.
Did that all again. That's interesting.
For he is the representative of all the demigods. Or should know the instructing spiritual master to be the personality of Krishna. Lord Krishna.
See the personality. He's the personality of Krishna. Now, when you actually have that before you, you're going to learn about Krishna's real personality, because Krishna impresses that on the devotee like a mold, and you see the real face of the Lord. You see his real ecstatic countenance. You see his knowledge is phenomenal. It's uncommon Krishna conscious realization. That's the Lord, man. That's Satchidananda. That's the Chit understanding. That's the Ananda, the ecstatic bliss. See, they represent Krishna in this world. Where else do you see that? You see it, you don't see it fully in the deity, right? You see the deity just standing there, smiling. But where is the tears pouring out of the eyes? That's part of the personality of Krishna, right? It's complete in the devotee. Yeah, the devotee representing the deity in this world. You see the complete Godhead manifested in an empowered way. See? So you see a little piece of the ecstasy. It's the same ecstasy of Krishna.
So you see a little piece of the truth. It's the same truth that's in Krishna in his transcendental form. See? So you people must see that in this world and then take shelter there and be delivered. Doesn't that book say you're delivered when you meet such a guru? Well, you think it's just a bunch of words? No, that's what happens. That's why people are getting delivered here. You obviously have such a guru because you have such a transcendental effect. You notice?
Yeah.
You know, just teaching people how to think, and they're just not thinking straight. The book is, but it's not enough. You got to hear this thought process in action. You have to see it alive in your life. You got to be the ears listening to a mouth, that's speaking the Bhagavat, and then it lives in you. You feel it. Go ahead there, Lalita.
Yeah, one should know the instructing spiritual master to be the personality of Krishna. Lord Krishna manifests himself as a super soul and as the greatest devotee of the Lord.
Okay, you see how it's as it is, man. He's a super soul in your heart, which most people don't know, right? Therefore, he comes as the spiritual master. And what is his quality? He's the greatest devotee. See, and this is literal, my friends. You see, this person stands out amongst all the devotees. No one is like them. No one. The greatest devotee. They have the greatest bhakti, the greatest devotion, the greatest knowledge because of it. See? So they're the greatest devotee in that way. See? So now another person, if they have the same kind of mercy, they're also the greatest devotee, right? But they're pretty few right now. We have to make them. My disciples are becoming the greatest devotees. They're becoming great in intelligence and great in ecstasy. And that's how they're very quickly becoming spiritual masters. You notice? Because people can look at you and say, man, this is the greatest devotion. I don't see this in ISKCON. You see any of this devotion even in my disciples in ISKCON? You see it anywhere? You see it in Gaudiya Samiti? You see it. You see it. I've shown it to some of these people and they see it and they don't believe it and they say they're Raganuga Bhaktas. Give me a break. Yeah. See, these, as it is, you got to meet the verses personified, man. You got to see the greatest devotee who has the greatest devotion and the greatest knowledge of Krishna consciousness. Even if they're a Sudra, they know the true science of Krishna. And they can preach it and teach it and awaken in others. Well, all that's here, my friends. Go ahead, Lolita.
Oh, my Lord. Transcendental poets and experts in spiritual science. They couldn't fully express their indebtedness to you, even if they were endowed with the prolonged lifetime of Brahma. For you appear in two features, externally as the Acharya and internally as a super soul to deliver the embodied living being by directing him how to come to you.
Read that again.
Transcendental poets and experts in spiritual science, they could not fully express their indebtedness to you.
You see that in action here. You know how they say, one of our associates here said, Lalita Ganga's, her preaching is like poetry, because that's how it is. It's like this. She's expressing her indebtedness just naturally from her heart, because she's becoming the verses personified. This is how this is transmitted by the actual devotees. This is why we're so fortunate to have Prabhupada's books, and also the feelings of this transformation in us, to preach by our example, to like hear the glorification that she gave to her guru this morning is just like that verse, follows totally in line with that verse. That's what you see here, something that you haven't seen anywhere really.
Because it has not been experienced like here.
Yeah.
It can't be seen. It can't be expressed by a devotee, because nobody experienced these high divine experiences that we receive from you. So they can't have the same gratefulness because they don't receive anything. I'm sorry.
We're doing a lot of plowing right now.
Sorry?
We're doing a lot of plowing, we're niching under the plow, plowing, just turning the earth over, just kind of trying to make some room to plant a seed.
Yeah, to change things really. New seeds.
You can say like Prabhupada and Bhakti Siddhanta, they were really plowing, doing the preliminaries so that there's room for the seed. That's why some devotees are coming forward, and then they receive the seed of real bhakti, because it's been plowed by Vaidhi, following the rules and regulations and going on pilgrimages. And then when there's time, they've been plowed enough, then we can put the seed in. So, and then from that seed, the real bhakti starts to grow.
Yeah, in open soil. Yeah. And if they were endowed with a prolonged lifetime of Brahma, for you appear in two features: externally as, as the Acharya, and internally as a super soul, to deliver.
You see how you get in touch with the internal from the external when you meet Guru, because they show you those qualities that are actually inside you, and you begin to recognize them, because you didn't recognize them before. You need to be a bit hollowed out, so because it's natural for us to be in communication with the super soul. We need that's why Jesus came to clear the channel so that the Holy Spirit can communicate with his devotees. That's the purpose of Guru.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you're basically a neophyte. Prabhupada even said in a verse, by regular classes in Srimad Bhagavatam and by service of the devotee, all that's troublesome to the heart is purified to almost nil, and then the Lord of the heart awakens as an irrevocable fact. And if you look in that purport, Prabhupada says usually such a guru is for the neophytes. See? Because that's basically when the neophyte is ready to listen for this, they'll come to the end of this process by the hearing from Guru and getting these troublesome things out of them, and then the awakening of devotion. See? Now you're beyond neophyte. Now you're Madhyamadikari. Love of God is awakened in you. See? So I'm here to get people to that point. And so some people make it there quickly, and some need more attention. But they will get there. Then you're not neophyte anymore. Lalita's not neophyte. Johan's not neophyte. See, you have ecstatic devotion. You're Madhyamadikari at least, if not more. Things are moving fast here. To me, that's the miracle. I can't believe it myself. myself.
Yeah, I believe that you can't believe.
You know? But that's the caliber of devotees becoming attracted here. Who knows? Isn't it exciting? You know, we don't know who's going to be coming. You know, look at Amy. You know, I'm really impressed with that girl. She's like, right, you know, just getting nice, wonderful realizations. She's the best cheerleader we got here. So we just, you know, if she sticks around, she's gonna make it all the way. She'll be making out with Krishna.
So
Go ahead.
to deliver the embodied living being by directing him how to come to you.
Yeah, you see these directions. We should point you in the right direction. See, directing you. Yeah, go to pure devotees. Ah, yes. Stay in this sangha. Stay around devotees. All these are like directions. You know, come to sadhu sangha. Listen to this philosophy. Do some service. You know, all these things. Directing devotees how to come to the Lord quickly.
Then verse 49 is a little bit like Bhagavad Gita. Then, to those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. Let's see if I can see the words. You want me to look at word for word?
No, read that again, actually.
Yeah, okay. To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give them the understanding by which they can come to me.
So most people don't have that love yet awakened. See, so that's why you get such a guru, and then by their association you become awakened quickly. Now, if you can't take this association, see, this is the Raganuga. You're even though this may not be awakened in you, some will, some won't, but still you're attracted to the way devotees are worshiping like this. See, so you come very quickly to the point of that awakening, more so than those. And if you don't have such an awakening and you don't like what's going on, you don't agree with it because you're still stubborn and you're just not ready, then you'll go and follow the rules and regulations like Bhagavad Gita said. You can't worship me with this loving ecstasy, and you're unwilling to hear from a devotee who will help you experience this loving ecstasy, then go and follow the rules and regulations of the Vedas to develop a desire to attain me. And that's what most people do, right? They sometimes, they come and look over here and they say, blah, 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 we don't agree, I don't like this. And then they go and follow their rules and regulations. So that's what's happening.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm going to stop here because I need to stop talking, and I won't do it if I keep hearing these wonderful verses.
Then I need to stop talking as well?
You too. Yeah, I think we're going to end this here now. You can, if you want to continue on, go do your own classes, and then I'll take a break. Because I also want to go on Sankirtan and speak a little bit more, but I got to rest up my voice.
Yeah. I know.
It's really strange. I hear these verses and I gotta want to say. I just want to fluff them out.
The light is going on all the time.
Yeah. The what is?
The light is going
the
on.
Light. Yeah, the light. Yeah, all the time. Yeah, and then you read them in ecstasy like that. It's so great, man. It's like amazing. Yeah. All right, so let's end it here. Thank you very much, and we'll see you later on. Hare
Krishna.
I wouldn't be able to speak that long like you do. 3, sometimes 4 hours. I wouldn't be able to do that.
Whatever you do is great, man. Condensed.
Thank you.
You get the job done quicker.